9:30 Eastern on FS1.
It's an abbreviation when you write it. You're totally tilted right now.
You said it. You said it like
during the
you
break.
said it like an abbreviation. Our friends at CBS.com published a power ranking of quarterbacks. Mahomes in the 1 spot, Brock Purdy at 2. Makes sense to me since he led the league in touchdown percentage and passer rating, followed by Allen, Burrow, and Stroud. Joining us here to discuss is a resplendent Greg Jennings.
Looks great. He does look
We're
great.
going to start with Brock Purdy, fan number 1 on the show.
Oh, yeah.
I shouldn't say that.
It is.
We're going to
On the
start
show.
with cogent analysis.
Thank you.
I'm glad you
just
set your
speaks facts.
pom-poms down.
Any issue with these rankings, bro?
Look, as you said it, everybody knows I love Brock Purdy, Iowa Mafia. But even I can't go with that. I gotta be honest. I mean, the second best quarterback in the NFL, I would put Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, if healthy. Let's assume he's healthy.
Sure.
And Lamar, I would put ahead of him for sure.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud, if people want to say, I want to see another
Stroud.
year. No, I'm just saying, if people want to say, I want to say another year, okay, fine. So the highest I could go, and I'm not even saying I'd go there, but the highest I think you could really go objectively would be 5, which is great
that's
if
not
you're
true.
a top 5 quarterback.
Objectively, you could go 2. Because of those numbers you've been telling me about for
right.
so long.
Fairly. Obviously somebody did go 2.
Well, yeah.
But I am, and this is similar, and I get it. He's got a lot more help than Jalen Brunson. But to me, if your pedigree is not splendid, right? Second round pick for Brunson, role player for 4 years. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, wasn't tremendous in college. Then I gotta see more before I'm ready to say you're really like a superstar.
I don't even
it's
know
the same thing I'm saying.
what show I came back to.
Because I'm keeping it real. Now I will say this, because if you want to argue, which you can, Justin Herbert's better. If you want to argue,
Justin Herbert hasn't won a playoff game.
If you want to argue Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, but here's my
Trevor
point.
Lawrence?
Can I finish?
Yeah.
Not for this? No. I want to move on to Greg because I don't know.
Argue, this is all I got, what I'm saying. If Purdy is better in his situation than they are in theirs, that's all that matters. And eventually, like if they win the Super Bowl, eventually they'll get to a point where you'll say he's better. Because we can talk about many great quarterbacks who were better in their situation and maybe not more physically gifted than some other quarterbacks, and we view them as better. So I just think 2 is high. 2 is
2
high.
is very high. Look, I take issue with it. And again, I hate saying this. There's no knock on Brock Purdy. He's a really good quarterback. And given what he's been able to do, I'm going to give him all the credit in the world. He has impressed me. He hasn't impressed me enough to be number 2 in the National Football League. You guys know how I feel about C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud is up there for me. So you questioning or saying people possibly will want to see more than just 1 year. I don't need to see more than 1 year.
And
I
it's,
believe
by the way, Purdy's played, I think, like
1.5
eight more games than CJ. So the amount of time probably came.
Yeah, so for me, I take issue with it because if we're going off of sheer wins, then why are we not just going to say, you know what, it's a quarterback stat now?
But he also has this individual
He does have that too, but can I ask Wilds?
Yeah.
Because you got very upset with Brew.
Yeah.
Well,
You expected me to come up here and say he's the second best quarterback in the NFL?
I didn't expect you to parrot Nick's talking points.
No,
It hurt my feelings.
hold
to be
on.
honest
Where
with
do
you
you have him, Wilds? This
Me?
is because you're about to get yourself
I
in a
don't
logical
rank
vice.
quarterbacks.
Yeah. So exactly.
I was watching the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
It was Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback, and then the other guy left the field in overtime with the lead.
So
say, go out and win it there, guys, and I'd be Super Bowl champion.
Let me
Get him.
Please.
So
Let me just.
but maybe
You
Josh
jumped all over me.
Maybe because you're telling me Josh Herbert.
I didn't say he's better. I said he's more talented.
He got the arm angles.
Wild.
Win
more
some playoff
talented.
games.
I think Brock Purdy
But by what? Why is he more talented?
Stronger arm.
Who cares?
Bigger.
Then go to the carnival and knock
I
over
didn't
some
say
milk
it makes
bottles.
you better. I just said he's more
May I
talented.
for a moment, please? Because you didn't. Wilds.
Yes.
Who is better, Brock Purdy or
The
Josh Allen?
Tiger.
I think Josh Allen's a good quarterback.
No, that's not how I asked.
Turns the ball over a lot.
Wilds.
Doesn't seem to
Wilds. Who
win
is
in the
better?
playoffs as much.
Hold on, you can't do this. You can't have the take and not have it.
I don't have the take.
I'm asking.
You do.
No,
You
wait,
jumped
wait,
all
no,
over
let
me.
me
I'm not
ask.
jumping on
Because then I would
Justin
like to
Herbert.
You
actually
actually
give my
scared
Wait,
me.
hold on. Who do you think is better? Josh Allen or Brock Purdy?
If we were going to another dimension where quarterbacks are judged independent of their team's coaching and situation, where we're all drinking Soylent and living in a futureless world, then probably Josh Allen is better. But in the real world, with their real team, where teams have to play real football on Thursday, sometimes Saturdays and Sundays, Brock Purdy has performed better than Josh Allen, and I know it because I saw him in the Super Bowl, and I saw him in the NFC Conference
you got
Championship game.
Right.
So I like that stuff.
I actually. So
Greg,
here's
you
the
like
thing.
that at all?
I
Greg's
respect.
disappointed.
Yeah, because it's not a one-off. Because that would make more sense if it was a tennis match than a football game.
Thank you.
But
Wait, by
his logic, and I was this guy's champion. By that logic, Wilds, Jimmy G was better than Josh Allen.
Yeah, and
He's one of the winningest quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Dusty.
So here's the thing. Finally, someone, and credit to this writer, Cody Benjamin, for having some courage of his convictions.
Yeah, I liked it.
Because I love you, bro. I have more respect for his Brock Purdy opinion than this guy's.
How?
You get.
I keep it real.
Now he's turning on you.
I keep it real. Just because you say he's garbage. I say he's great, but that don't mean he's the second
this
best.
segment. What I feel happens is folks who, for the same reason that I don't believe in Brock Purdy, they also kind of don't, but don't want to take the full plunge. Because if it is based on team success or individual numbers, you must rank him at a minimum in the top 5. At a minimum.
Passer rating, led the league.
By all of those things. So the only thing working against him is, as I say, the games are on TV. And that does work against him.
How's that work against him? Because he don't look bad in games.
Led the league in air yards.
Right. So then, Bruce, I will ask another question. Why don't you think he's a no doubt top 5 quarterback?
Because he's young. I tell you, I keep it consistent. Pedigree, I need to see more.
But C.J. Stroud, you don't need to see more.
No, I did say I need to see more.
But also, I will say this. This was also some of the most ludicrous quarterback rankings I've ever seen. I mean, you had Cousins ahead of Stafford. You had Russ ahead of Baker and Kyler. You had Caleb behind Will Levis. You had Deshaun at basically league average. Cody Benjamin, I respect the hustle, but this is really maybe the worst quarterback rankings I've ever seen. Honest to God, it's maybe the worst.
A part of it, when I was reading it, it almost appeared like he was impressed with the effort, the valiant effort, as he alludes to, of Brock Purdy in the postseason against Patrick Mahomes. And maybe this ranking is based on how he looked versus Patrick Mahomes, because let's be honest, Patrick Mahomes, league of its own. Okay, so you got Josh Allen. He can't beat him when it counts. You got Joe Burrow. He has beaten him, but he was hurt last year. So we got to knock him for that. C.J. Stroud hasn't played him. Then you got Lamar Jackson. He didn't even look good when he played against him. So knock him. So all these quarterbacks that he has Brock Purdy ahead of, maybe it's based on how he looked.
They came to beating Patrick Mahomes.
That's fair.
And if that's the case, say that.
If I'm racing Usain Bolt and I come in second, we're like, wow, that guy's pretty fast.
Yep, that's very
Yes,
very
but again, these are individual races versus the
Maybe
team.
it's 4x400.
Go ahead. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
So that's the top of the list. At the bottom of the list,
disappointing.
behind most of the first-round QBs.
Oh, my God.
And journeymen turned starters like Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew is, well, a guy Greg once really believed in, called him a top 10 quarterback, Daniel Jones. Greg, at the bottom of the list, it goes Bo Nix, Bryce Young, Daniel Jones, and then for me there was an ad for a Dodge. Are you okay with this?
No, I'm not. Like Nick said, this list is kind of just all over the place. Like Daniel Jones, if we're gonna say Daniel Jones is the worst quarterback in the National Football League, come on now, stop it. He got sacked down there. If the question is, am I still riding with Danny Dimes?
No. The answer is no. Let it be
The
no.
answer is of course.
Riding where?
He's Greg, I think Drew Lock's going to be the starter.
Hold on.
I think.
Well, hold on. Wins aren't a quarterback stat, everybody.
finish?
Just for the record, you can't penalize Daniel Jones because he had 4 wins.
Can I finish?
Yeah, do your thing.
I sent you guys a lovely video
Oh, you did.
about Daniel Jones. I don't give up on a guy when I have committed to them.
Yeah.
I'm committed to this process.
Love it.
I recognize,
more year.
I recognize what he was up against last season. He couldn't even drop back and throw the ball without somebody in his face or him being in the dirt. I recognize that. Did he have some issues? Of course. Then he got hurt. So let me write this up. I will say this. I will give you this. He's slipped out of the top 10.
Oh. Hold on. Can I ask one other question?
Sure.
You like him more than you like Justin Herbert, right? Because he has the playoff win. And
Oh
Herbert
my
doesn't.
gosh.
Correct?
Hey.
Am I
Guy
right?
can move too.
Am I? Yeah, there
Hey,
you go. I know.
he got the playoff
I-
win. Wow.
don't let him get
It was an impressive
It
playoff
was.
on the road.
Yeah. He can motor.